Hi, I'm Anita of my Duke and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a marvelous day. And if you're seeing the show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. Well, my friends, my Sussex squaddies, the British press, they have been triggered by the success of the Successes, or the success of the Invictus Games. And what did they do? They brought out Thomas Markle. Now, Thomas Markle is Meghan's dad, and out of reverence for Meghan, I do not want to belittle Thomas Markle, or, because at the end of the day, he's Meghan's dad. But what is clearly going on here is that the good press that Harry and Meghan was getting, the British press and the derangers out there, they want to take that away from the Sussexes. So guess what they do? They roll out Thomas Markle. Now, in a way, Thomas Markle, doing that interview and talking about how he would like to see Meghan and his grandchildren before, he passes. He's saying that, and his words are slurred, they're not very clear, but at the same time, he's a master manipulator. And the reason why I say he's a master manipulator is because the topic is about him, but he knows his audience. He knows who is listening. He knows the derangers are listening. So what he does, he interjects King Charles, Chucky, he interjects his name in the conversation so that people can feel sorry for him and he can have an audience. You see how manipulative that man is? Now, this is a man that colluded with the paparazzi to destroy his own daughter's wedding after Meghan and Harry pleaded with him to stay away from the paparazzi, how they wanted to protect him. They did everything to protect him, and yet he colluded with them. So the fact that Meghan wants nothing to do with him, it is her prerogative. She knows what she has experienced. She knows how she is feeling. Sometimes when people are toxic in your life and they bring you misery and they take away your joy and they interrupt your life, sometimes you have to sever ties with them. Not that you hate them, you love them, but you want to love them from a distance. And I think that is what Meghan is doing. She has severed ties with the toxicity in her life, and I guarantee you she doesn't hate her father, but she doesn't want her father to take away the joy that she has. She doesn't want him to come in her life and disrupt it. And the thing about it is you cannot trust Thomas Markle. He's all up in the Kool-Aid at this point. If Meghan and Harry lets him into their lives, God knows what Thomas Markle's motives would be. If he goes on television and speaks such ill about his daughter, God knows what he would do when they let him in and just turning their backs on him, what he can do. I have a feeling he would record the whole place, he would record the whole conversation. The man cannot be trusted. The man has a mouth like he speaks like he has diarrhea of the mouth. He talks too much. And Thomas Markle has been doing this for a very long time now. I remember distinctly when Meghan was going on different engagements in the United Kingdom, Thomas Markle would rear his head. Um, when I say rear his head, that he would be on some television program being interviewed by somebody who clearly, whether it's Piers Morgan, whether it's Susanna Reid, whoever it is, they all do not like Meghan. He would go on television and be interviewed by them, um, knowing that Meghan is going on an engagement that is going to take away the attention from the cause that she's going to and direct it towards him. If that is not narcissism, I don't know what is. So he would do that to draw the attention to him and try to embarrass his daughter. Thomas Markle has done this one too many times for Meghan and Harry to trust him at this point. I understand what they're going through. The man is toxic. So that was his MO. When Meghan was going and Harry was going to the Mandela exhibit in England when they had just gotten married, it was so sad. That man came on TV and he claimed that he had met Harry when he had never ever laid his eyes on Harry. So that man is a liar. He cannot be trusted. And as a result, you can see why Meghan feels like she has to create distance between him and her. He likes to sabotage things. And if a man loves his daughter, his child, he would not behave the way Thomas Markle has behaved over the years. He knows talking to the press, which Meghan has begged him over and over not to do, make matters worse, but yet he has this urge to to continue talking to the press. I don't understand why he would continue to do that, even though he knows that it upsets his daughter, yet he continues to do that. And I also blame ITV, Susanna Reid, and the rest of the clan over there, because what they're doing is preying on what appears to me as a very unstable man. I don't know what is in Thomas Markle's head, why he behaves the way he behaves, but he comes across to me as mentally unstable, and they prey upon that. Why would you take a man in the condition that he is in, bring him on television, and speak about his daughter, knowing that this man clearly cannot even verbalize his thoughts? It's clearly seen that this is a sick man, both physically, psychologically, and emotionally. Yet you bring this man on television trying to humiliate his daughter. Shame on ITV for doing something like that. It makes absolutely no sense to me to bring this man in the condition that he is in on television to speak on something that he knows is going to go nowhere. Why are you doing it? Simply because you saw the Invictus Games was popular. You saw people as seeing Meghan and Harry in a different light from what the British press has painted them, and that is the reason why they are doing that. plain and simple. And if you ask me, I think there's a lot of people behind that. In my opinion, I strongly believe it appears that the royal family is behind that. I think what happened, somebody went to Thomas Markle and encouraged him. Don't know if he was paid or not, but somebody went to him and encouraged him to do something like that. And ITV, shame on you for preying on a very sick man and having him come on. And not only is it a bad look for him, it is a bad look for you guys as well, ITV. I don't know how can people watch ITV with a straight face knowing that they prey on the sick like this. That was not news. That was abuse, in my opinion. It was abusing somebody that is very sick, which is Thomas Markle, and bringing him on television thinking that he was going to, that it was a moment to humiliate Duchess Meghan. It is just very, very sad that ITV would use this opportunity to further create a wedge between Meghan and her father. It's not helping him. Clearly, the more he talks is the more I believe Meghan wants to stay away from him. And he knows it. He knows it. The more he talks, the more he's going to push her away. What kind of mind who knows something like this and yet is so obsessed and so possessed in being so adamant about doing something like this? I don't get it. I pretty much don't have words to describe what I saw on ITV the other day. It's a lose-lose in every way that you look at it. He is not winning. Bringing him on is embarrassing. And he's never going to win in that way. That man should keep his mouth shut. And it has not worked, ITV. You all tried it, but it did not work. People are clearly seeing that you guys are abusive and you guys are predators. Preying on that man in his vulnerable state that he's in, to bring him on television and saying things that just doesn't make sense, claiming that he has done nothing. He has done a lot. He's done a lot of damage to a very young couple under a lot of pressure. Try to sabotage the Meghan's wedding and all the extras that he has done with his brood over there in Florida, Samantha, Thomas Jr., and everybody else, and yet you're bringing him on. It's time to end it. It is time to stop. And somebody, I don't know where's the voice of reason in all of this, but at some point somebody has to say enough is enough. This has to stop. This abuse, I would say it's elderly abuse, period. It's elderly abuse. Bringing this man on television like that. And they really tried it, but it's just not working for them. It's not going to work. People are over Thomas. People knows that this is not the way you go about reconciling with your daughter, going on public television, embarrassing yourself and trying to embarrass your daughter after they've just come off such a high at the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, Germany. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But he's making it worse for himself by doing what he's doing. He's not helping himself. He's hurting himself, and he's hurting any chance that the Successes could potentially give him. At the end of the day, it's her father, and it is her decision to make. It is not my decision, and it is nobody's decision to make. It is her decision if she wants to open up that communication line with him. But the way that he's going about it, I believe at this point, that line, if there's any little hope, it's very, very, very tiny. I'm even quite surprised at Thomas, because recently he said, and his clan said, that this was their last interview when they did that last documentary. They said that this was it. So I was quite shocked to see Thomas Markle on ITV again. I thought it was over. And then they asked him if it was the last time. And I don't know if there's an obsession in all of this for him. I don't know what he gets out of it. I don't know if it's sociopathic. I don't know what it is. But he said he said it wasn't going to be the last time. He didn't promise that it was the last time that he was going to come on television. So which means that he plans on doing it again. I guess it depends on, what the price is for him to be hurting his daughter like that. Look at Doria. Mama Doria is enjoying all the benefits that Harry and Meghan has. Harry and Meghan have to offer, because she has carried herself in a dignified way. She has kept her mouth shut. She's not said a word against her daughter. She had, no matter how much the press came to her, no matter how much money that was offered to her, she loves her daughter so much that she would never ever sell her daughter out. So my question to Thomas, do you really love your daughter as you said? And my answer to you is, I don't believe that you do. And I would think most people who are watching would think that you don't, because you keep upsetting the situation. You keep coming back on television and, spew the same nonsense after you've been already told that you should not. So I don't think you love your daughter as you claim. I think you're manipulative. I think you're abusive. And whatever it is, or whoever it is that is behind it, they're only hurting you. They're not helping you. And it's a bad look for you. They're hurting you. Okay? So if nobody's telling you that, let me tell you that it's a bad look for you. You're hurting all your chances. The door's closing in very, very tight. Because what you're doing, it's absolutely not the right thing to do. And whoever is encouraging you does not have your best interests at heart. They don't like you, whoever is making you do that. It was just not a good look. Just not a good look for everybody involved. That's all I have to say about this right now. That's all I have to say about this. It is just a shame that people have to be so upset after something so positive. You have to see this on television after you're coming off such a high, of the Invictus Games. So just so beautiful to see. And this is where I question Thomas. Where's your heart? Where's your heart in all of this? You love your grandbabies, you claim. I don't think you do. Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing that. You'd want to see them happy. You wouldn't be going on television trying to embarrass them after something so, meaningful, after they've, just finished such a meaningful event, so many people they've touched, so many people that have, been their lives have been changed as a result of the Invictus Games. You see the happiness there with all these people, and yet you come on television and you try to do that. I just don't get it. I have no words. I have no words. But anyways, the devil is a liar, and the devil is real. So, sometimes you're surprised at things, but at the end of the day, the fact that that all of this, that the devil is a liar and is real, nothing should really be surprising. But at the end of the day, we're humans, and we see things and we cannot believe it, but it is real. But anyways, guys, take care and enjoy your day wherever you are. That is just my little piece on Thomas Markle and what is going on out there. Tomorrow I will have a little bit more on William's Earth Shot Fail. Okay. Ooh, child, William is in America, and it seems like nobody is talking about him. There's no buzz, no attention, nothing. What a fail. But anyways, take care and bye.